Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Diamond Factor Perspective Show. I'm your host tonight, Barbara Ellison. Our fearless leader, Barbara Beckley, is behind the scenes, so we are grateful for her to be doing that. I'll let you tell me. I will tell you though, you would not want me to be doing it. So we are very grateful that Barb Beckley is behind the scenes, and we have a great show for you tonight. Great panels, lovely ladies, and we have a wonderful topic. And it's, what's love got to do with, relationship, with business, with life? And so Barb Beckley always likes to start off with a quote. So this is a quote. It's not technically about love, and yet it is about love. And it's from Oprah Winfrey. And it says, lots of people want to ride with you in the limo. But what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. And I just love that quote because it just sums up, that's what you want. I mean, you want to have the good things in life, the things that success and income and has our businesses grow, but you also want to have the person that's going to just kind of like go along with you when things aren't quite so good. So anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about. But first of all, I want to start with everybody's going to introduce themselves. For me, my name is Barbara Ellison. I'm a transformational life trainer and founder of Wellness Playroom for the best version of you. And because I'm on a mission to make happiness the norm rather than the exception, because I truly believe that each and every one of us deserves to lead a happy, healthy, debt-free, abundant life. So that's what this show is all about too. And so I am just going to go around the room in the order that I see people on my screen. So Regina, welcome to the show. And who are you? And tell us what you do and who you serve.
Awesome. And thank you so much, Barb and Barb, for having me here. So I'm Regina Partain Bergman. And I help ambitious CEOs and business owners reclaim their time, significantly boost their profits, and eliminate stress. So I enable you to learn more while working less as a profit acceleration business coach.
Very cool. That is awesome. And I've had the privilege of knowing Regina for many years now. And I mean, she's good at what she does. So let me just say that. Anyway, so now to a good friend and buddy, Shelly Piaggio. Shelly, welcome to the show. Tell us who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Thank you so much. So my name is Shelly Piaggio, and I sell free money. So businesses, there's options for you. Individuals, there's options for you. And it's far more than we can go into because we want to talk about love. So I'll just hand it back to you to move on. And anyone who's interested can reach out to me later.
Right. Okay. And last but not least, Karen, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. So tell us who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Hey, it's so great to be here with the wonderful queens. I am Karen Stultz. I'm the founder of the Awesome Life podcast and the Awesome Life Success System, as well as the Heart Energy Techniques designed for online life coaches and spiritual healers. I've just found out that I am really focused on healing people's lives so that they can release the money blocks, release the issues that are keeping them from living the success, the awesome success that is theirs with sustainable joy.
That is absolutely cool. And one of the things that just I love about this panel is that we all are in wanting to make a difference in the world, to impact the world. But there's all different ways to do it. And that's one of the things that I love about this show is that we can hear about different options and how we are using all the different things that we do to impact the world. So tonight we are going to be talking about love and what's love got to do with business and what's love got to do with income and all of those things. And if you ask each and every one of them, we will all tell you that it impacts every area of our life. for everything from income to relationship to business success. So first topic is going to be, how can we prioritize and nurture love within our families, our friendships, and our client relationships, so that we do create stronger, more supportive networks, and that impacts goes into our professional, but also our personal life. So who wants to start? Just kind of come off mute and let's hear what you have to say.
Well, I'll go. Love. It's all about love. It's all about love, whether it be in your family, for yourself, for your clients. If you are not leading with your heart, you're not being authentic to yourself. And in the Awesome Life Success System, AWESOME is actually an acronym. And the W in awesome stands for wellness. If you don't have love, you cannot feel healthy and well. It just does not compute. We need it to relate to people. And when you are speaking from your heart, which is where, for me, love emanates from, when you're speaking from your heart, you can't help but have success in every other area of your life, personal, professional, and for self.
Yeah, I just absolutely, just and well said. So okay, so Shelley, how about if you go next? I'll pick on people. It just gives me power.
Oh my God. I don't remember the whole question.
Nope, we lost you, Shelley. Okay, well, Regina, how are you? Okay, come back. Yeah, we love technology, but
We do indeed. So as you ask the question, Barbara, there we go. As you asked that question and how we prioritize and nurture love within our families, and then took it out from there, I thought about my first book that I wrote, Bulletproof Your Marriage. And one of the concepts taught in that book is that marriage is not about you and making you happy. Marriage is about what can you do to make your partner happy. And then that law of reciprocity kicks in and they want to make you happy. And I think that same level of wanting others to be happy, to feel loved, to be happy, all of that translates on out to all of our relationships. Why wouldn't we want our clients and our employees and our coworkers and so forth to be happy and to feel that love as well? Why wouldn't we want to treat them just like we would our family members? I know when I had my staffing firm, one of the things that I told everyone coming in, because I had a lot of women working for me, and ladies, we know that sometimes there can be some drama when you have a group of women. And I sat each person down who came into the company and I said, you were handpicked for this position because of the strengths that you bring to it. But every other person in the company was also handpicked because of the strengths that they bring to it. And just helping them really understand from the get-go that this was a phenomenal group of people and they were a part of it. And I think it really had an impact in terms of we didn't have all that drama in our company. And it was just a beautiful place to work. So how you treat people.
Okay. Shelley, you're back?
I'm back. Hopefully the technology doesn't betray me. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I think it's very important. All business is conversation. I think we need to lead with a certain servant heart. We need to be heart-centered leaders. And so when you say it's all about love in business life, relationships, everything. And my grandkids live with me. Barbara knows this. How do kids spell love? Time. And so we've got to schedule it. We've got to schedule quality time with our family, quality time with our friends, quality time nurturing ourselves, and quality time adding value to the people we serve in a business capacity. So it is all about love, but it comes down to leading from that place of heart-centeredness and scheduling it, making time for it.
That you brought up such a great point, and I think so often we get so caught, and I know this is from personal. I get so caught up in my schedule that things get kind of like, ooh, gee, what happened? Gee, did I go and kiss my grandkids? Because my grandkids live with me too. Did I go and kiss them and hug them and say hi today? Because schedule, they leave early. I'm not necessarily up, or they're up at 1:30 in the morning and I'm long gone to bed. So I love that idea. Yeah, schedule sometimes. And that includes, like for me, I schedule time to do fun things for myself. Like one of the things that I do is I am making baby blankets. And right now I have a baby blanket that's almost finished, and it has to be finished by Sunday so I can take it to the gal that I'm making it for. And so like this week, guess what I put on my schedule? Crochet time. But it doesn't mean that's the only thing I do. When I'm having my crochet time, I'm also listening to a podcast or listening to some kind of a training or something like that. Something that, or something inspirational on YouTube. I love Above Inspiration. It's all about godly principles and those kinds of things. So it doesn't mean that you have to just only focus on one thing. But I think love comes back down to the balance of what you're doing between your personal life, your professional life, your relationships, whether they are business or personal. So that brings me to the next point is, what strategies or practices do you use as an individual that can help to maintain that healthy balance between personal and professional relationships, just so that it makes sure that love and that connectedness has a central I can't talk tonight. Central focus of every part of your life. So let's start with Karen.
Oh boy, I get to start. Okay. Honestly, I think using the 4 agreements, that was a book written by Don Miguel Ruiz. And the 4 agreements is: be impeccable with your words. When you are thinking about what you are saying, when you are speaking with real intention, so that people will hear what you are trying to get across, with love, with kindness, and generosity. The second agreement is, don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions that other people know what you're talking about, and don't make assumptions that you know what they're talking about. Ask questions. And when you were talking about in business and making time, I love that, Shelley. Time is how you feel appreciated. And when you're appreciated, you feel loved. So taking time to ask questions. In business, I was talking to a leader. There aren't a lot of leaders. Regina, you're a leader. You sit down and explain these things, but there aren't a lot of real leaders. There are a lot of managers. There are a lot of CEOs, but leaders. And a leader takes time to know their staff, and takes time to sit down and say, hey, what you having for lunch today? Or how's the family? When's that baby that you're making the blanket for due? Those are our leadership things that we can do in our business. And then the next one is, don't take things personally. Because you might be getting ticked off with something and say, oh, they're horrible, they're nasty, they're miserable. But no, maybe they're going through their own stuff. They're going through their own stuff. So don't take things personally. And the last, of course, is always do your best. And as long as you are doing your best, you know you're doing your best, you know that you are everything and doing your very best, and you're following the 4 agreements. To me, that is honoring everyone in business and personally with a lot of love.
That's, thanks, Karen. Yeah, that is a great book. And and I think that's one of the things for me, is just have a little system that you kind of can mentally, if you find yourself off track, that's one of the things I do. If you find yourself off track, it's like, okay, like I have, and I got this from Regina, that I have wall-size Post-it notes on my wall. And today I put up a new one. And so every once in a while it'll be, I will move, and I'll just do either an affirmation or something. Like the one part of the one that today is that I work to inspire. What are you going to do to inspire others? And that, I think, is where love comes from. Is if you are getting out, it's not about you. It's about what you can do for somebody else, and what are you going to do to inspire someone else, for, like in my case, to be the best version of them that they can be. So cool. Thanks, Karen. All right, Shelley, how about for you?
Okay, so I have a couple of practices where I can incorporate this. The first one is level up 1% every single day. And I've picked 3 areas of life to level up in. The first one is results, which is my professional stuff, the income producing activities and needle moving activities. The second one is relationships, because the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our relationships. And we can be a total success professionally, but if our personal life has gone to hell in a handbasket, it doesn't matter. And then the third one is what I call remodel time, where you're working on your business or working on your life, but you're open during remodel. So you're working on it instead of in it. You step outside of it for that personal and professional development. I literally track it every single day on a sheet, and I writing it down at the end of the day, or as it happens throughout the day, helps keep me conscious that I want to be leveling up. I want to get, and it's no pressure, 1%. Like it's such a teeny, tiny baby step increment. It's easy. And then I'm in the middle of a 90-day level up your life challenge. So I'm doing a reel on it every day. It's a 60-second reel. It takes me an hour to produce the content and get it out. So that keeps it top of consciousness. And then another practice, and I don't want to eat up all your time because there's so many good ideas here, is when I was absolutely inspired with the idea of using a book. So the 4 Agreements, the book that I'm using, that's been incredible, is called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leaders. And it talks a lot about being present. Wow. One of the best ways we can show love is to be present. And if you have ADHD, ADD, squirrel brain, it is incredibly hard to be present. But I think it's one of the best gifts I can give to whoever I'm talking to in whatever capacity, personal capacity, professional capacity, it doesn't matter. Just being present, to stay down and be focused with that person I'm with. And they talk about another concept called living above the line or below the line. And so above the line is kind of taking the high road, those kind of things. Again, heart-centered leadership, leading with love. And below the line is reactive and negative and all the stuff we don't want. They're not placing a value on it. Just notice where you are, be present, and then you can make a choice. Do I want to be above the line or do I want to be below the line? And so a combination of those things are really, and the Bible, for crying out loud, what would Jesus do, is a huge one for me too. So those are my big ones.
Absolutely. One of the ones that I'm doing right now is the Traveler's Journey, the seven principles of success. And that has really been a really great book for me, just of being success. And part of that is I choose to be happy and I choose to be present. And it's absolutely the truth. And even being present with ourselves. Get present with yourself. Because so often we're so busy with everything else, we don't take time to sit down. And I mean, I set a timer. Like today, I went outside, beautiful sunny day here in Chicago, And I went outside, set a timer for 10 minutes, and I just sat in the sun and just loved being in the sun, sitting in the sun, and just being quiet and being aware of my breath, all of those things, and being present and just enjoying that moment. And sometimes I find it's like, ooh, yeah, when was the last time you did that, Barbara? And that's when I really, it's like, okay, if I can't remember the last time I did it, it's time to do it. And so if that's you right now, if you haven't stopped to take time for you, go do it. Anyways, so that's me. Regina, how about for you?
So what I thought of immediately was when I started this business in 2015, I was a widow and my time was my own. I didn't have children at home. My daughter had already left home. It was just me. And when I started the business, I hired some folks that were unattached as well at that point in their lives. And I mean, I had a bed and breakfast, and we would just sit around the kitchen table all hours just working on the business, and it was just crazy. But we were having fun and getting some things done. And then I remarried. And it's like, okay, you can't do that anymore. I had to say, I can't stay up all night every night anymore. I need to, I have a husband again. I need to give him time. And so what we've created is, we come together in the evenings. I mean, throughout the day when I can take breaks, because he's retired. And so when I can take breaks throughout the day, then we'll catch up, get together for a few minutes and all. But then in the evening, we make sure that we spend time together. And around 8:00, you can catch us reading scriptures and then reading a book together, spending that time together every night and then having prayer together. And so, you've got to make time for your family. You've got to make time for them first. And sometimes that means rearranging your life.
Absolutely. And so right now, that just on that note, we're going to take a quick break from the show and just give a little love to our sponsors. So we will be right back.
Although it may seem a little mundane, packing up boxes and being on the assembly line, what we're really doing is putting in hundreds of hours into the people on the streets who need us. And they need us in a way that none of us will ever understand. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been on the grounds every day. They know we're coming today, they know we're coming tomorrow, and they look forward to seeing us because we're the one little bit of hope that they have to have a warm meal in their bellies and to know that somebody in the world is actually caring for them and loving them. And without people like you showing up today to give your time, your energy, and your spirit, none of this is possible. So I want to really say thank you to everyone, because what we're doing here today may seem small, but it's actually really, really big, and it's impacting hundreds and thousands of families. So I thank you, I love you, I look forward to doing this with you today.
My name is Serena Buffalino, and I am the founder of Help Heal Humanity. Help Heal Humanity is a charity that is focused on unconditional giving, love, and support to some of the most vulnerable communities in the world.
And we are back. All right. So we just have a few more minutes, and then we're going to take time to meet each one of our panelists and how people can get in touch with you. But so for right now, how can businesses and professionals authentically demonstrate what we've been talking about? To build, trust and loyalty, and show love and care to our clients and our businesses. So let's start with Shelley this time.
I think knowing who our clients are, knowing who our customers are, and then finding a way to communicate to them with some type of value add. If it's someone who's really impactful for your business, individualized, if it's, if there's lots of people, still come up with something that's going to be a value add. I have several businesses. One of them is in the health and wellness space. So one of the things I did today, I use an app called Boards, which is phenomenal. Business owners get it. And I use that to send them information on an app that people who are really concerned with wellness would benefit from. And I'll just tell you, it's called Think Dirty. I don't make any money from selling or promoting that app, but it shows you like how clean are the products you're putting in your body and on your face. So it's really cool for people in that alternative health and that wellness sphere. Again, nothing in it for me, but it's just a way for me to add value. So constantly be looking for ways to add value, to go for the wow, to meet needs that they don't even know they have yet. If you can meet a need that they haven't even identified as a need, oh my gosh. I mean, you feel loved when someone does that for you. I know you do. We all do. And so just to be very intentional about that, adding value in ways, especially ways that meet needs that they aren't even aware that they have at that time.
Whoops. Yeah, and I'll have to get that. I'll have to look at that app for you because I'm being in the health and wellness space, and I think that's one of the biggest things too is sharing resources. That's one of the things for me. Share resources. And people always say to me, Barb, where did you come up with that? It's like, well, I got it from somebody else. And that's how we all grow. And that's exactly what Shelley just said. It's adding value. And when you can give out something that you're using that make, like some of the things that I use to make my life easier, oh, brother, I share them because then it helps everybody. And I'm a firm believer in that. So absolutely, I'll have to get that from you. So, Karen, how about for you?
Well, I love that. That app. I actually have one. I think it's called Yucca app that also is in the wellness area. And you would have laughed when I went to the grocery store. I'm using this Yucca thing on my phone saying, all right, what is this? What's in it? Is it dangerous? How many chemicals are in it? How many hazardous chemicals are in it? I never did hair dye, but anyway, I'm off track there a little bit. But it's reaching out and giving people something a little bit special. Simply sending them a happy birthday message to any of your clients, or sending them a resource that they might be interested in. I love connecting people. So making introductions and sharing is absolutely the key thing, because you don't know, but you're sharing the love. Some people might take offense. If you are doing it from your heart because you want to, not because you want to make a sale today, not because you want them to remember you forever and always and be indebted to you for always, but because you care. You're doing it from the heart. You want them to experience something that they may not know about, or to provide a different perspective to make their life easier. So I always say, change your perspective, change your truth. Change your truth by changing your perspective. Look at things and always serve with that love, and always aim to inspire people. Whatever it is that you can do, inspire them. And I was taught by a wonderful Fortune 500 leader who taught me the difference between inspiring and motivating in business. Inspiring means having them want to do something for you and for the business. Motivating comes from fear. If you don't do this, you may lose your job. If you don't do this, you won't get the promotion. But inspiration is, yes, I want the promotion, and I am also wanting the company to shine, because that will make me feel good. And that's inspiration.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. For myself, one of the things that I'm doing, then we'll get to Regina. I have discovered sending cards.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been, I have, just some of them are just because. And I have already had people, wow, Barb, it just touched my heart. She gushed. And she was like, Barb, she said, it was just so nice to get a card. And I said it just because, but now one of the things that I'm realizing though is that I'm enjoying doing it. And because I'm enjoying doing it, and there's no thought to getting anything from it. It's just I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it now, and it's just been really fun to just reach out. And so, no matter how you reach out, sometimes I just send a text if I don't have somebody's mailing address. And the other day I sent out just an encouraging quote. I don't remember now what it was, and one of the people I sent it to, it came back to me and said, "Oh, Barb, this was just what I needed to hear today." So you never know. You never know. So I think that's one of the biggest things, and one of the easiest things is reach out. Or if you're walking down and you're in a store or something, just smile at somebody. And then, because that smile will get passed on. So absolutely. So, yeah. So Regina.
That comment about smiling at someone, Barb, reminded me of an experience I had this week. I went in to get my hair cut, and I went to a new shop. And the gal that greeted me at the register, I could barely hear her say, "Welcome to the store." I mean, she was just, it was just, she just was in a very bad place. And she wound up being the one who actually cut my hair. And got her talking while she was cutting my hair, and started, she started to come out of that. And it was so interesting because as we laughed and talked, somebody else walked into the shop, and she greeted them while she was there doing my hair. But that welcome that they got was decibels different than the welcome that I got. And the smile, that you could hear the smile, you could hear all of that. But it was because I was treating her with love, right? I was giving her something that she wasn't getting. I was asking her about herself, asking her about her ambitions and what she wanted to do, because she was obviously very unhappy doing what she was doing. And I think it all starts when we first meet someone. When we first meet them, or we're introduced to them, and a lot of that takes place online these days, right? But from that very first moment, our thoughts should be, what can I do for this person? Not what can they do for me? Not, I want to sell them my product or my service, but What can I do for them? Who can I introduce them to? How can I change their world today? How can I make their life a little brighter today? And that's what I did with the gal who cut my hair. And I mean, she was just night and day difference, from when I walked in to when I left. And all I did was treat her like a human being. All I did was treat her with love and kindness that obviously she hadn't gotten for a while. So, you said, how can we authentically demonstrate and build that trust and loyalty? We have to show a genuine interest in people and how we can serve them. What can we do for them? Who can we introduce them to? What can we do for them? And make ourselves available to provide that, whatever it is that they need.
Yeah,
Can I say one thing?
absolutely.
And it was when we were talking about the birthday greetings, like, and Facebook tells us when people's birthdays are. LinkedIn tells us when people's birthdays are. Like, the social media platforms tell us when people's birthdays are. And the way to level up the happy birthday greeting, because on LinkedIn especially, it's all just say happy birthday, you say happy birthday, and you get 30 of the same thing, and all they did was just click on their notifications. Depending on your time, I'm a systems person, so I want to create something that's special for the individual, but the best thing would be individually call and sing happy birthday or send them something. I can't carry a tune, so that would be like not loving, but I lip synced a birthday song with me doing my little happy birthday thing. So it's my face, somebody else with a good voice, and me doing it. So that it is like, I went out of my way to create that. So it is special. It's individual. If I could sing, I would do that. Does that make sense? But so not being able to sing is no excuse, is what I'm saying here. But it's not just the generic happy birthday. It's the 9 seconds of happy birthday, I want to celebrate you, coming directly from me personally. And so there's little things we can do and that we can systematize, because again, if we have more a system, then we have more time for those people that we want to really pour into individually. So, and I didn't want to derail you or interrupt, Barb, but I wanted to say it before I forgot it, because it really is cool. And I think people do feel special when you go that extra mile with those things like the birthday greetings.
And one of the things that I really appreciate and try to really do is take 10 seconds to make eye contact. Make eye contact with somebody, 10 seconds. And that's all, and that really, they've proven it scientifically that that's all it takes to make a connection sometimes. Just 10 seconds. And how to make it easy for yourself is just say to yourself, gee, I wonder what color their eyes are. And you take a second to look and see what color their eyes are, and for it to register, you've got your 10 seconds. And it's just such an easy way to get it out there. So right now, 10 seconds. Anyway, so right now I want everybody to say a last word and how people can get in touch, the best way for people to get in touch with them. So Regina, how about for you? Let's go backwards that way.
Yeah, I really appreciate this opportunity for us to brainstorm around this topic, because it is so important. And I think love is one of the key ingredients missing in a lot of the world today. And if we treated each other with a little more respect, the world would certainly be a kinder place. We wouldn't have so much of the turmoil that we have within our homes, within our communities, our country, within the world. So I really am grateful for this opportunity to talk about this important subject. And we can all be kinder to one another. We can, but we have to choose it. And we have to choose, this is the way I'm going to live my life, is being kind, smiling. Somebody earlier said, just smile at people. That's a form of kindness, right? And it lifts their day. They may not have had a smile in who knows how long. So I really appreciate that. Probably the best way to reach me is LinkedIn, Regina Partain Bergman on LinkedIn. You can also find me on Facebook by the same name. But that's probably the best way is through LinkedIn.
Cool. Okay. Karen, how about for you? Some last words, and how can people get in touch with you?
Wow. I love that you were I love what you're saying, Regina. Indeed, I feel like that smile brought to mind how I enjoy smiling. I do smile at people. I've actually gotten clients because of my smile. Who knew? But I met a fellow the other day, and he just, his smile, his attitude was pure love. There was zero judgment. We don't need to judge people. Just don't make assumptions. Don't take things personally. Give that love. And that smiling just shows it. And it does brighten up the world. There is that ripple effect that goes through. That was it John Lennon's song, All We Need Is Love? Yeah, don't scoff at that. It's true. We just need to care about each other and honor each other and be there without judgment. So I have the Awesome Life podcast, and that is probably the best way to reach me is the awesomelifepodcast.com. And I'd always love to have you listen and comment. And it is designed for women in transition who are looking for tips and tricks and inspiration as to what to do to get through their transition.
Cool beans. Yeah. And I've had the privilege of being on Karen's podcast. And it was fun. It was just to be able to talk about different ideas, things that we're doing, how we can use what we do to make a difference. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the biggest things, that if we choose to live our lives to make a difference, that is showing love, and how we can, and as Regina said, of showing kindness. When we can come from that space that we want to live our life by impacting somebody else's. And that's absolutely, truly what I believe. So, yeah. So, Shelley, how about for you? What some last words and how we can get in touch with you?
No one gets hurt when we lead with love. Like, nobody gets hurt when we lead with love. So I think it's so awesome of you to pick this as a topic. And I learned something from everybody. It was so to me, it was very energizing and encouraging. So thank you for inviting me to be on. And it is one of those things. The world is going to be a better place the more people who can implement that. And so I'm going to be sharing this with people. The best way to reach me, I'm trying to be on as many platforms as I can. So I'm on Instagram as ShellyPiaggio.stayawesome. So I thought, Karen, it's so cool that you have a brand built around awesome, because I'm trying to build a brand around #StayAwesome. You're already awesome, so stay awesome. So ShellyPiaggio.stayawesome on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm blah, 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 blah. Easy for me to say. I'm on LinkedIn as just Shelly Piaggio. And then I'm on Facebook as Shelly Piaggio Replacement Profile, because Facebook 86'd me a while ago and I had to start over and build from scratch. So it's kind of weird that it says replacement profile. But again, if you can figure out how to spell Piaggio, you will find me. It's not that common a name. And those are awesome ways. I'm on YouTube too, but I don't know, TikTok. Some of the other platforms, it's a little harder to get messages. Facebook is easier and LinkedIn is easier, I think, in terms of ways to communicate. But yeah. Or Barbara, if you watch the show all the time, Barbara's got my number in her phone. She can connect us as well.
In fact, I think I have all of your phone numbers in my. I think Anyways, thanks everybody for coming. I'm Barbara Ellison, founder of Wellness Playroom, and the best way to get in touch with me is LinkedIn, Barbara Ellison, and also on Facebook. But on Facebook, I'm Barbara Lunan Ellison, because Facebook put me in name jail one time, and it's like. So it was just a funniness. And so for 60 days, I had my maiden name. And then when I went back, it was like all the people in that 60 days that had knew me by Barbara Lunan. I went, all right, I guess I've got to add it. So now I'm Barbara Lunan Ellison on Facebook. But just I think the biggest thing for today is just be aware. Be aware. What's going on around you? Who is going around you? What are they doing? And if you see somebody that you can help, and you can do it in a kindly manner rather than just kind of walking by, that I think is one of the biggest things that we can all support each other in. Because you never know who is going to be there, who is also going to see you. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, then they can pay it forward. And that, I think, when that started, and now it's getting much more prevalent now for people to pay it forward. And I truly believe, and I think all of you will agree with me, that is coming into business now. More and more businesses are coming to the fact that when they concentrate on their people, on their clients, on their relationships with their vendors, and come to the platform, come to the marketplace with kindness and presence, all of those things. Like, I love Steve Farber's book that it says, love is damn good business. Love what you do with people that love what you do. And that, I think, just epitomizes how we can do business, have impact, and make a difference in the world. And that's what love is for me. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the show. We will be back next month. This is the Diamond Factor panel show, and we come to you with the first Thursday of every month, and we never know who's going to be on. And to tell you the truth, we never know what the topic is going to be, usually until the last minute. And then we have great conversations. And that's what I think is so important about collaborating with other people. Find out, how do they think? And yet, so often, I truly believe that we are more similar than what we are different. And by this show tonight, we only found out what the topic was today. And yet, we all have similar and yet slightly different experiences, how we approach it. Our businesses are very different. Our audiences are very different. And yet we can all learn and grow from each other and with each other. So that, I think, is huge. And so everybody, have a great night. Welcome to the Diamond Factor Perspective show, and we will see you next month. Have a great one. Bye-bye.